exactly who that is.
You know it.
Okay, my friend, we are live. Where'd you go?
What's going on?
I'm so excited. Can I tell you, I was just telling the office, I'm like, I met this guy as an avatar in EXP world. Um, yeah, so it was the craziest thing. So we're both obviously icon agents, and I met you in EXP world,
That is correct.
um, doing our thing. So I was drawn to you because you're like magnetic. Your personality's magnetic. You're magnetic. You got so much good stuff going on. I just
You got
wanted
me
to have a
blushing. You got me blushing.
I wanted to have a conversation with you and let everybody meet you and talk to you and hear about who you are. I mean, give me the background. Who are you?
My name is Naeem Boucher. I'm a realtor, top producer in New Jersey. Wasn't It didn't always start out that way. I grew up in Patterson. There was adversity. Uh, you know, um, all my life I was like, I, how I feel about it, like the underdog. The underdog, and what I mean by that is from my youth soccer team, I didn't really get the best chance, right? I wasn't the best player. When I went to high school, I wanted to be on varsity. I wasn't the best. When I went to college, I wanted to start, and I wasn't the best. And people didn't even think I was going to go to college, right? Go to start. I remember my mom was a single mom. She was raising 5 kids. My dad was in jail when I was younger. So obviously she struggled, and I knew that struggle. Sometimes, everything wasn't perfect, So I've always remembered that and carried that through life. And I could have easily been an asshole, gave up, and blamed the world and got caught up in the wrong crowd, and just let my environment consume me, because that's what happens, And then they ended up in, you know, black men that come from where I'm from. Then that's how they end up in gangs or committing bad things and stuff like that. But I've always wanted more. I've always believed in myself, and it's funny because I have the only tattoo that I ever got, and I was talking to my mom about this the other day. The only tattoo that I got, which was in high school when my self-esteem was low, was a Star Is Born. All right, I got a star on my arm, and then my birthday going across it. And it's crazy to think about that now, because I was thinking about it the other day. So
How old were you?
I always said to myself that one day I will get my time to shine. And I just
Can I
never
tell
gave
you
up.
what I love so much about you is like like you know it. Like, and I watch you, and so I'm so drawn to people that are just driven, and you have this spirit about you that's infectious, and I have no doubt. I mean, first of all, like you're already here, like you've shown up. The world is definitely gonna know who you are. They already know who you are. I
They
know
got
who
no
you are.
choice.
Yeah, but you live every day knowing that that's going to happen. So you believe it, right?
Absolutely.
How'd you get into real estate?
I got into real estate because after I graduated college, I hit rock bottom. I came across a book. Okay. Once I hit rock bottom, I was like, hey, man, I was doing anything. I was listening to Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn mentioned, you never read a book? World Best Secrets Are Kept in Book. You never read Rich Dad Poor Dad? So I said, what do I got to lose? So I bought this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that's why I learned the difference between asset and liability. And then I learned wealthy people buy assets, poor people buy liabilities. What kind of assets? Real estate. So then I said, okay, I got to get into this thing called real estate. Then I started saving up all my money, went to go live in an attic. I was driving the hoopty, and then I was working so hard just to try and save up. And I said, there got to be a better way. There got to be a better way. So then I read this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant. So then I learned about, the four ways people get paid. There's E, which is an employee. There's S, which is sales, selling something like real estate. Then there's I, investments. Then there's B, with a business. So then I had to get into the S category, which was I got my real estate license. So that's how I got into real estate.
How long? How many years ago was that?
That was 2013 was when I started learning and consuming. So for 2 years I was learning, and then 2015 I bought my first house, which was an investment property that I still own to this day, and I actually represented myself. That was my first transaction. That was my first transaction. The home that I sold myself.
I love it. That's amazing. Where are you? Tell everybody what market you're in.
I am in New Jersey. My market is New Jersey. We cover Hudson County, Passaic County, Bergen County, Essex. The goal is to do all of New Jersey, but we're growing. We're growing. We're growing.
How long ago did you start building a team?
This year was my first year building the team.
How you doing?
I'm up to 30 agents. We're growing. We're learning. The majority of them
How
are
do you
new.
grow that fast? How do you grow a team of 30 agents that fast?
How do I grow a team of 30 agents that fast? My Instagram, my Instagram has a strong presence. And you want to know what's funny? I didn't even want to start a team. I would just like people just started to gravitate to me, and I'm like a motivator. I'm inspired. Like, listen, I say, hey, if I could do it, you could too. So a majority of agents are newer agents. So now I'm helping them, growing them, trying to get them growing in. So I'm back. See, if someone called me. So yeah, like I just attracted agents by just showing the dream, showing what was possible. And then a lot of people are like, hey man, this guy did it. I can't do it. Who better to join than me? And then
your story is it's inspiring, right? So people they always say you can't motivate people, you can only inspire them.
Yes.
And I think you give people hope, and it's true, right? If one person can do it, anybody can do it. What do you think, like, what's the one thing you do every day, or is there something you do every day that you think is a reason you've been able to succeed like so fast? Or it's not so fast.
I'll give you it. Here's my number one secret. My number one secret is this: every day I am uncomfortable. Every single day I am uncomfortable. I always feel like it's not enough. So what do I mean by that? And if you're too comfortable, find out a way to make yourself uncomfortable. So for me, whatever I make, I get rid of it by investing it, whether it's into a property, back into the business, or into stocks, right? Then now, in my head, oh God, I gotta go. Now what's next? I gotta go. I gotta create. I gotta do more. I gotta do more. I'm not big enough, so I gotta always stay uncomfortable. It's a mentality, and if you're too comfortable, then now and that's how I kind of like started to succeed, because I quit the soccer. I quit my full-time job, and I had to be better in this business. I had no other choice. Some people, they put the fear in front of them. They don't ever do anything. They make excuses. But the moment you put the fear behind you, now the fear is a motivator. Like, I got to go. You got to go.
Burn the boat.
Burn the boats. Burn the ships.
I quit my job too. I was pregnant. I was 8 months pregnant. I quit my job. I was working in the city, and it was 2009 when I got into real estate. So it was, pretty terrible time to be in the industry. And I burnt the boat and built a business, while raising two small kids, and nobody ever called, nobody ever showed up, but we just grinded every day, all day, every day. And I think that it's true, right? Like, if you aren't scared, then your goals aren't big enough. Like, I connect with you because we have huge goals, both of us, like where we want to go, where we want our teams to go, where we want our people to go, where we want to go. Somebody asked me, I guess like 2 weeks ago, they're like, when is it ever going to be enough? Like, when are you ever going to stop feeling like, when are you going to feel like you have to stop proving yourself? I'm like, never, right? Like, the finish line just keeps moving forward. So like, you hit it and then it's further away, and you got to get there, and you got to get there. Yeah. So I agree. So how much, I changed your bio. What are you going to do this year?
So this year, in total, in the last 3 years, transacting total of 80 million. This year, we'll finish at 40 million. I'm still very much a big part of that production, but my team is just starting to grow. And they're contributing. Like, I got a part-time agent who's my best agent right now, part-timer. She'll do maybe six. No, she has 6 million closed already. She'll she'll probably end the year maybe 8 mil, right? And then I got people like coming on in right behind her with like they already closed 5 to 6 deals in their first year, with another like 5 or 6 or 7 so pending, so going into next year, we're coming. I promise you. If you don't know it now, you're gonna know it tomorrow. If you don't know it now, you're gonna.
Everybody's gonna know you, my friends, for sure, because your personality is loud enough for everybody to hear it. And you're just coming back from EXPCon, so you're all amped up, right?
You have no idea. You have
How,
no idea.
how did you end up at EXP?
I ended up at EXP because I was at Keller Williams before for 3 years and I did no business. Everyone who kept from Keller Williams left and went to EXP. Like the people that I knew that were doing business. And then one of them reached out to me and said, "Hey man, you gotta check out this EXP thing. You gotta check out this EXP thing." So I went over there and I did that. So simple math. I only did one deal my first year, right? At Keller, and then the second year I did maybe 3 deals. And then the third year, I did 2 deals. All this is in Zillow. You can go scroll all the way at the bottom. You can see all of it.
Yeah. All there.
So then I asked, what's the split? He said 80-20, cap 16K. At Keller Williams, it was 70-30, royalty fee 6%. And then with a 40K cap, I said, okay, I'm going to make more money going to EXP. So that's why I went. It was a math.
It's about the math. And then obviously you've been able to recruit because your Instagram is on fire. Where can people find, what's your Instagram handle?
At Naeem Boucher. It is my full name.
So
at Naeem Boucher.
What do you think the one thing like, well, I know your story, but what have you overcome, you think, that's been like the most pivotal part of your life and your career?
I would say just believing in myself, like it's really a lot to tell you, it's really a lot to tell you because it's a lot that I think about, and it's really mind blowing sometimes, because there's a video of where I used to live, like it's like I showed the story, like I didn't just talk about it, I showed people about where I came from, like there's a video of the attic, there's a video of the hoopty, and all those are like, and it's more behind that, right? That's just all that you saw. People didn't see when I was in the house with my siblings when the lights were cut off and the heat was cut off and my hands was over water when I was and like we had to boil hot water just to like keep my hands warm, right? Like people didn't saw what people told me no, and I got cut from the team, and when I went back to my high school room and I was crying in tears, like yo, I felt a lot of pain, and just the little things, the attic, right? And then like when I'm looking at where I live now, right, view of the city across the water and like a nice apartment, like so it's things like that which just makes me feel like damn, yo, like it's surreal, So it's really just the whole thing, right? When I try to slow down and realize where I am today, which is the hardest part, like I gotta be more grateful. I gotta show more gratitude. I'm always looking in the future. I'm always looking in the future, like, but when I'm able to finally slow down and take a second and I see everything that I accomplished, like, and just when I just get the moment to just take it all in, I think that's really the thing for me, which is hard, which is hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I think we lose. Sometimes we're highly driven people and we're always pushing. We don't stop to just be like grateful for where we've gotten so far. And I mean, how do you inspire the youth around you? Are you involved at all in like with the kids around you in New Jersey?
So with the youth, I do a toy drive back in Patterson actually, every Christmas. So that's coming up, and there's a lot of kids actually who I used to substitute teach. I used to coach. So I'm actually a mentor to a lot of kids, and a lot of these kids they knew me from when I was, sub just a coach, and now when they see me today, they're like, wow, look at Naeem, Mr. B. So I think I motivate a lot of guys. I'm an example. I'm a role model. They're able to look up to me and say, hey man, like I can do anything, you know. And I know this guy, he was there, and it's I'm able to inspire. You know, I know I'm able
Yeah,
to inspire.
I think you have like this gift where you could really change a lot of people's lives. You know
100%,
what I mean? Where they
100%.
can, you're relatable and they can look up to you, and you can make a difference in people's lives who think that they don't really have a choice, you know?
Yeah.
It's like go this way or go that way. And a lot of times they go the wrong way because they just feel like that's just the direction that they're supposed to go in.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
You should be really proud of yourself. I love watching you. I mean, I just, yeah, like I said, I mean, I connect with you. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to watch where you guys go. I'm excited to collaborate with you. I know you're hiring a bunch of people. I mean, talk about that. Like if people are watching, they're in New Jersey, they're looking for work, they're looking for a team leader.
Yeah.
You got a lot going on. You're hiring like, I was like, wait, he's hiring like what? 6 people at once?
Yeah, when I tell you it is crazy. It is crazy, the growth, and I'm trying to keep up with it, all. But you know, we're working on having the proper systems in place. We are growing. I say if you're not growing, you're dying. You know, so I'm always looking for hungry people that's willing to come and put the work in. You know, and this is like year one, so we want to make sure that as we're growing, we got the right people around us, and if we got people that are hungry and they're willing to put in the work, then great, But I tell people all the time, right in the face, in the interview, my interviews are very unorthodox. I should record one. I literally tell people,
You
listen,
totally should record one. You
should.
totally should. What do you say? What's the question?
I don't even know what comes out of my mouth, but it's like sometimes I would say, listen, we put like this is built from the ground up. This is built from the ground up. So my best agent, she put her time in, she put her work in, and then I put my work and I put my time. So if you're someone new and you think that you're going to come and hop on the boat and get a free ride, right? And because no, you got the most work to do here. Because you got the most work to do here because you're playing catch up, right? Why should we bring you on board with what we've been doing, what we built, we sweated, we cried, we grinded, and all you did was just got your foot in through the door. No, it's worse for you. You got to show more. You got to do more. Because if you're not showing more, you're not. Hey, I got nothing for you. I got nothing for you.
I think people have a limiting belief that they're just going to step into real estate and they're going to just, with the money. And it is. And I know I painted the walls of my office 8.5 months pregnant. Like every block we put into place and we built it from the ground up. So I understand, what I do give people is I'm going to tell you all the mistakes I've made. I'm going to eliminate you from having to make the same mistakes. And I own it, I own the mistakes I've made, but I'm going to help you not make those same mistakes. But if you think you don't have to work and show up every single day and put the time in, then, you'll never be successful. And I think also if you're all about the money and that's all you think about, is the dollar cents, the commissions, I think that agent also is going to have a really difficult time at building a business.
Very true. Very true. It's not easy. We make it look easy. People got to know that it requires work. It requires sweat and tears. It requires a lot of action, massive action.
That's my one of our principles is show up. I'm like, the more you show up, the people that show up the most and put the time in, their bank accounts will always, they'll always be the biggest bank accounts on the team.
Let the work speak for itself. Let your work speak for yourself. I like to talk a lot, but I could back it up.
Are you really natural on social? Does that come easy to you? Because, I think people don't understand the reach that social media has. I mean, you have 25,000 followers, right?
I have, I think 21,000.
Okay.
So yeah, it did come. It didn't come overnight. What happened was I just told my story. If you go down at the bottom, you'll see when that was, and around those days I didn't have anything, but what I just simply told my story. I showed the attic, I showed the hoopty when I used to drive it and it used to bust down on me. I showed when I got when I first got my first closing, when I bought my first house, when I was showing. I was showing the little progresses, right?
Document the process.
I documented the process. You know, I documented the process, and then as I start to get more success in my another house, my next house, now I'm selling this house, I'm helping this person, I'm doing this person. And then when I got my dream car, people like, when I got my dream car, that was when it kind of like amplified even more. Then I'm like, all right, because I used to always drive by. There's a highway where the BMW i8 is like being displayed from the BMW store, and I would always snap it. I would show it. It was the background of my phone, and I would talk about it. I would put all this thing out there, and people would watch and probably say, "Man, look, this guy."
Dreamer.
But then what? But then once I dropped it on their heads, they're like, "Oh, this guy's for real." And then it was
Do you have haters?
and then it was a downhill snowball.
Do you have haters?
You know what? I think about that all the time. I'm pretty sure I have haters. Absolutely, I'm pretty sure. And it bothers me. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it bothers me sometimes because the reason why I show what I show, the reason why I talk about what I talk about, the reason why I do what I do is really only because to inspire and motivate people. Like, I wish that I stumbled across somebody like myself on Instagram or social media or whatever, because then that would help get me out the hole that I was in.
Yeah.
You know, like I would have been inspired to say, "Oh, wait, I can reach out to this guy. If he did it, I can do it too." I didn't have that. I didn't have that. I literally, you know, like something had to switch in my mind when I was in a moment. Said, "All right, enough is enough." You know, like I had to. And sometimes people are gonna have to go through that, but sometimes people can see a shining light and say, "Wait a minute, this guy's saying something. If he can do it, I can too." You know, and look, you reached out to me. We were able to have a conversation. There's most people who they won't even reach out or have a conversation because of what they think. They're assuming they don't even know that that person that they're hating on can help them.
I think I'm a lifelong learner, right? So I feel like everybody is here to teach me something. And like me and you were on stage as little tiny like cartoons, and I'm like, this guy is like I'm going for him. Like we're gonna connect. We are gonna like do something together. And I just have been following you and watching you since that day, and obviously been trying to connect with you. But everybody, right? Like we're all, and that's the beauty of EXP too. Like not to pitch EXP, but I mean, just the connections and the collaboration with the agents is like it's just insane. And I feel like we just have such an amazing organization, and the people within it are all willing to give like without anything in return. And yeah, so I'm inspired by you. I think you just got to keep plugging away. I think you got, big things ahead for your team. I'm excited to connect, whether we come to New Jersey or you come to New York, and just watch you. So if people want to reach out to you, should they hit you up on where? Instagram?
So I'm very active on Instagram. So at Naeem Boucher, guys can reach out to me there. I'm very responsive. So yes, I'm big on Instagram, Facebook. Those are definitely the best two options.
Departing words of wisdom.
Departing words of wisdom. I will say this. What's your excuse? You know, like, what is your excuse? If a guy like me, and I'm just a kid from Patterson, and everyone has a story. Everyone has a story. And what is your excuse? You got to truly ask yourself that. Because there's no excuse. If you want to change your life, you can change your life. If you want to sell real estate, you can sell real estate. If you want to get a new job, you can get a new job. If you want to, whatever it is in the world that you want to do, just don't even listen to that excuse. And it's one thing I've been sharing this week, which I also picked it up from EXPCon. Think about the three people who didn't believe in you. Think about the three people who counted you out. Think about the three people who didn't think you were anybody or didn't think you were succeed. And just think about those three names, right? And then think about your goals. Think about what you want to accomplish. And then think about the next time you see these three people. Where will you be in life? Where will you be in life? Then, all right, like even that in itself is like just something just to make you ponder and just think about. The next thing I'll leave is this. Think about the person that you love the most, right? Think about the person that you love the most, that it brings tears to your eyes thinking about this person, right? You think about the best memories you got with this person. Okay. Now think about whatever task that you want to accomplish. It can be as small as getting a new job. It can be as small as getting an offer accepted. Let's say it's Monday. And if I say, hey, that person that you love the most is going to die on Friday, unless you get an offer accepted, unless you get a new job, unless you make 100 phone calls or whatever it is, do you think you're going to be able to accomplish whatever it is that task is? I'm damn sure you are. I'm damn sure you are. Right? Why does it have to be that extreme? You got it in you already. So you just got to find it. You got to find that motivator, find that fuel, right? Whether it's those 3 people, right? Because that's what it was for me, But hey, you got no excuse. Go after your life, take control of your life, accomplish all your goals, and smile and shine along the way. And I'll be clapping for you.
That's the thing. We cheer for people, right? We want the best for everybody. You're amazing. Keep shining your light.
You're amazing, Lindsay.
Thanks for taking the time, my friend.
No problem. Keep killing it.
You too. See you
Bye-bye.
soon.